business at its core is very simple. At least what I believe is that give your customer exactly what you said you're going to give them. It's quite simple, right? Like, do exactly what you say. And as the business owner, however, it's your responsibility to put the processes in place, get good quality products and all those kinds of things to enable yourself as an operation to give your client exactly what they came to you for, what you sold them on. My name is Kaval Vilkhu. I'm the owner of Make It Shine Detailing. We're located in Vaughan, Ontario, Canada. Vaughan is also referred to sometimes as Woodbridge, and Woodbridge is very synonymous for having a high Italian population. So people love their Ferraris and their exotics and like their Italian bakeries, their espressos. So there's it's a very like larger sense of a community there because it's a pretty big city. Pretty nice people, like really for my type of industry, it's really about the cars and the people there and the car culture. A lot of cool car meets are hosted there as well, quite close to the shop. But yeah. So I've got a really good existing clientele base, and they'll kind of pivot and go wherever I go. So I tend to just really target and take care of the existing clientele rather than really pursuing like the clientele that are in my area. I do get new clients all the time from the Woodbridge area and surrounding kind of cities. So it's been good. It's been good for the business to kind of reach out to the community, get involved with what's going on there. Yeah. So I'm a big Honda enthusiast, like track kind of oriented Honda enthusiast. I've got a 99 Civic, which is a big part of my company because I grew my company with that car. I started Make It Shine, drove to my clients with that car, did my undergrad, did my master's. Like that car's been such a big part of me. It's now like a dedicated track car. I drive it on the street, it's street legal, but it's got like a roll bar and wing and all kinds of stuff like that. It's more of a fun kind of toy car now. And then I've also got a 2004 S2000. It's yellow, like Rio yellow. It's basically stock, like just it's got a roll bar in it and some alignment stuff and stock suspension and stuff like that. The car doesn't need much to be fun. Yeah, I did have, I recently sold, I had a 99 Civic sedan, and that had a Type R swap in it, like full Japanese interiors. It was a really, really cool car. And then my dad has a Civic Type R and a Civic Si. Yeah, man.
Honda family.
Honda family, yeah, Honda mans. That's a great question. So I think to answer that, really got to go back to when I started. And one of the biggest driving forces to why I started Make It Shine was, you know, as a car enthusiast, first and foremost, it's so difficult to trust other people with your car. And having been through many cases or have friends and family gone through sort of bad experiences and really understanding, you know, business at its core is very simple. At least what I believe is that give your customer exactly what you said you're going to give them. It's quite simple, right? Like, do exactly what you say. And as the business owner, however, it's your responsibility to put the processes in place, get good quality products and all those kinds of things to enable yourself as an operation to give your client exactly what they came to you for, what you sold them on. And so circling back to answer your question, it really comes down to trust. When you, even in a relationship with people, when you show up for them, when you do exactly what you're going to say, you establish trust. And it's very difficult to then, having had a good experience, it's very difficult to go somewhere else. It's like a barber, right? At the end of the day, what we're doing on clients' cars is a form of art. And if you find an artist whose work that you love, there's something that you as a customer, you connect with, right? just as if you go to get your hair cut, there's something about that barber, not just in the way they cut your hair and how you look when you leave the barber shop. It's an experience. And so it's not just about the product that I'm delivering to my clients that makes them continuously come back. In the beginning, it certainly was that. But as you get older, as you start to change, as your life changes and you change the way you interact with people, it becomes more about how that person feels when they think about your company and your brand. So yeah, trust is the biggest thing, because without that, there's always going to be doubt. And I've had great experiences as a customer myself, and I've had bad experiences as a customer myself. And being able to reflect on both as a business owner really helps you to dial in what sort of things you can implement into your own operation to avoid problems and to solve problems for your clients. So I think yeah, just being able to put your client's mind at ease and know that their money is respected and they are going to get what they pay for. If businesses could just remember that more often, I think it would be great. Yeah. So I've said many times over the last few years that there's like a customer for every business and a business for every customer. And what it comes down to, I believe, is showing your customers or your audience like what you're about, right? Yep. And being able to have your client learn about what you're about is really, really important for driving home the idea of, or not even the idea, like the concept of, you're bringing your car to the right place. So, what drives me is like in the beginning, I think it's evolved over time. In the beginning, a lot of it was like, I just want to do really cool things that no one else is doing. And if people want to pay me for that, that's awesome. I'm just going to keep doing it, and I keep raising the bar for myself. And it's kind of like if I look at something or a project, I've already got a vision of how I want it to look. And it's just like, I won't stop until I get that. And being in a position as a business owner in this industry and being able to be paid for that kind of work is really, really cool. So again, it's like the client has come to you observing what you do, observing what you're about, and you have to recognize also as a business owner what you project and what you're creating in the client's mind, and make sure that you deliver on that, right? So, a lot of this is just simply based off, I think it's based off two things. One, the fact that I'm a car enthusiast and I love my cars. And two, like, I really at the core very much care about what people think about Make It Shine. And I want Make It Shine to continue to be a place where car enthusiasts can bring their car and just breathe a sigh of relief. Like, my clients know that, like, when they bring their car to me, there's no anxiety, there's no stress. It's just, Kaval, when's my car going to be done? How much is it going to cost? And we'll see you at the end of the project, right? So really just cultivating that relationship and letting your client know that, as a professional, you see things beyond the realm of what they see, and that they're paying you and they're coming to you for your expertise and your vision, right? So, and again, tying it back to what I said before, there's a business for every customer for every business. Some customers don't have the same level of connection with their car, and I'm being very purposeful and not saying same love, but some people don't have the same connection with their car. So they may not resonate with what I'm providing with them. And that's something that I've learned over time, where, when I started Make It Shine, I'm like, I want every car out there. Why isn't that guy bringing his car to me? I'm really good. I know I'm good at what I do. And then now it's slowly evolved where it's like, okay, if you found me and you like what Make It Shine is about and you like what we provide, let's do this, right? But if, you come to us and you ask us for a price or whatever, and we've gone over the process and what's involved, and maybe the price doesn't hit the mark for you, or you just feel like you recognize that what we're providing is something maybe beyond what you're looking for, that's okay too, right? So, how did I become a CQUARTZ Finest installer?
How did you become a CQUARTZ Finest installer?
Man. So my story, before I tell it, is a testament to just how high the standards are to become an installer. And I'm not saying that to like big myself up or whatever. I'm very proud. I'm very proud to be part of like the CQUARTZ Finest network. I'm very proud to be sort of the certification guy in Canada. I'm very proud to train people, et cetera. It's been great. So I started my company in 07, back in the detailing forum days, like Autopia and stuff like that. And I think part of me as a young person was looking for honestly an avenue to express my my OCD, and I found it in detailing. The story of CQUARTZ Finest kind of ties into how I started Make It Shine. So I'll quickly go through that. I was playing basketball in the driveway. I'm going to make it very, very quick for the sake of this interview. I was playing basketball net fell on my parents' car. Took it to a body shop, and body shop did a great job repairing it. Even up till this day, knowing what I know now, that body shop did a fantastic job. Anyways, car got fixed, but what had happened was there was overspray on the car, and it was from a time where we had gone to my parents' cottage and painted the wood siding with a spray gun, but we had parked the cars like far away because I knew what was going to happen. And so when the body guy gave us the car back, he handed me this blue like ball that felt like plasticine. He's like, "Hey, I noticed there's some overspray on your car. Just take this with some soap and rub it on the paint, and it'll all be gone." And I was like, "Okay." So I tried it, and I remember claying this car and just watching all the overspray just disappear from the paint. I just couldn't believe it. I was like, "Oh my God, this is insane." And because the overspray had gone everywhere, I had to get every single nook and cranny of overspray off that car. And there was something incredibly satisfying about that. And I think that's really where I realized, I was like, damn, like, it would be cool to do this and get paid for it, right? So, I did the other family car because that had the same problem, and then it just kind of grew from there. My curiosity grew from there. Once you clay the car, then you notice all the surface marring, all the paint chips, contamination. Paint's nice and smooth. Let's protect it. It's got a great shine to it. It just starts building from there, and then you start having those questions, and then you're thinking, well, if I have this question, I'm sure somebody else has this question. Then you start discovering all the car detailing forums on the internet. So I started my company and went to school, did my BCom, and then while I was doing that degree, we took a course on entrepreneurship, basically identifying opportunities, and I had this desire, just like fire, to start my own business, kind of based off of the foundations of, doing the right thing when no one is looking, being a trusted source, trusted advisor for my clients, trusted advisor for people, right? Like trust. This word just keeps coming up, right? And ended up starting this company in university. It grew a lot faster than I was anticipating, so I had to spend an extra year finishing my degree, which was fine. And then I'm skipping things here. I'm trying to keep it concise. What happened then was I started working out of my home garage with my parents, like most people do. Started traveling around to clients around Ontario. Started my master's degree in business and opened up a shop in Vaughan. So where does CQUARTZ Finest fit in there? So when I started, when I got out of school, my family, like my parents, were really big on like, you did this degree, go and get a job, grow your career, etc. And it didn't resonate with me. I still till this day, I'm not sure what that was about, but going to school, getting a job, and my field of study just wasn't of interest. There felt like there was something more there for me to pursue. So I started the company, and my parents were not happy. Back then we had like, I'm probably aging myself a little bit, but we had our portable CD players, our stereos in our room with a tape deck, pay-as-you-go cell phone, access to the car. Like, my parents took it all away. They were like, I can't believe, our son is disrespecting us by not listening to us and pursuing, this safe sort of life journey, right? But for whatever reason, I wanted to do the opposite of that. And so, I went out full time doing the detailing thing. This must have been 2000, I think it was around 2010, 2011, when ceramic coatings started to kind of really take off a bit. And I had taken a break from detailing, and I tried that corporate thing. I was working at a pharmaceutical production company while doing my master's, and things didn't work out at that company. For some reason, they just didn't like the fact that I was going to school. So I left, and I started detailing full time. And an existing CQUARTZ Finest installer in Toronto, who I had developed a relationship with, who I met on the forums, he and I had been keeping in touch for those years, and I had reached out to him just to kind of explain, hey, I think I'm going to do this full time, whatever. What's this ceramic coating that you've been using, right? So he spoke very highly of it, and because I'm so obsessive about getting like the best results, naturally I was gravitated towards this CQUARTZ thing, right? Continued to do my research. And then when I got my shop, sorry, no, this is before I got my shop, I had reached out to Corey, and I said, hey, Corey, I've been paint correcting cars for, at this point, about 6-7 years now. Here's some examples of my work, etc. I am mobile, so I travel around Ontario, so I'm not really impeding on anyone's like territory. And Corey said no. He's like, he was very nice about it. He was just like, right now we have enough installers taking care of that market. So I was like, okay, I was bummed, but I was like, I mean, it is what it is, right? Like, I have to respect the program and what Corey's trying to build. And so I think a year or two went by, and there was another installer that had applied, and Corey reached out to this CQUARTZ installer. His name's Kevin. And Corey was like, hey, this guy applied, what do you think? And Kevin said, he's just like, if anyone should get approved next, it should be Kaval. So then Corey and I started the conversation again. So Corey didn't actually say no. He was sort of deferring me a little bit to say, I know your work is good, but I want to learn more about you as a person. I want to learn more about what you value as a business owner, because what we're trying to build has to be synonymous with transparency, honesty, good customer service, and just being part of a collective. This is really what this is a collective of like-minded individuals that look at each other like equals, but also look at each other like we've all got something to learn from each other. And that was really what Corey was after. Because the work is one thing, right? And it's just like in business, there's so like it goes without saying that our industry has grown tremendously in the last 5 years. It's so saturated in many respects. But you also have to recognize that there are many talented people out there that are just as hungry as I was and continue to be. And you have to give them that opportunity. But just like in business, where there's a business for every customer, a customer every business, it's the same thing in this kind of network, right? So where I'm going with this is that if Corey wasn't sure that the values that I possess resonate with what he's trying to build, not just now, but for the future, respectfully, the answer is no, right? We'll keep our eye out, but respectfully, the answer is no. So for whatever reason, there was something about me or my approach that Corey liked, but he needed confirmation, right? And that's how it is even now, right? Even now when I'm in that role, and Corey's reaching out to me and saying, hey, we have a guy in Canada and whatever, this province or that city that has applied. What do you think? And so having gone through what Corey put me through, it's really, I'm just realizing it now as I'm reflecting now, how crazy it is that I'm doing that very thing with the same intention, right? Because I've been in this CQUARTZ Finest installer network since I think 2013. So we're talking 11 years now. And it's not only helped to sort of like ground my business in strong values, but the amount of opportunity that I've had just by knowing other people in this community I can't quantify it. I honestly can't quantify it. So yeah, to sum it up, like how did I become a CQUARTZ Finest installer? I applied, I was told no, then I was watched, and when somebody else came along, they said, no, Kaval is a better option. So I'm very grateful for that. But you know, even up till this day, there's still people like that we encourage, like, hey, you know, we recognize what you're trying to build here. We just need to see a little bit more of X, Y, Z. And we've always held true to our word. Oh, for sure. I mean, it goes without saying, I'm really proud and very grateful, and I don't take the responsibility lightly for obvious reasons, right? Like at the end of the day, all of us are working for the customer. So having the responsibility to vet installers that are going to interact with customers is a really big deal, whether they get a coating or not. You know what I mean? Or whether they get like CQUARTZ Finest, CQUARTZ Professional, or CarPro film. We have a responsibility to the customer at the end of the day. And I really think that's a big value add to what we're doing, because the customers then know that like they can almost, again, breathe a sigh of relief knowing that like a significant part of their legwork is already being done behind the scenes, right? And so what it means to me is just like it really does align with why I started my business in the first place. It's just like trust, right? People don't want to get screwed over, right? And so being able to be in a position now where I can help guide the next generation of installers in Canada, it's both a privilege and honor, and obviously a responsibility that I take very seriously. And what's also really cool is like meeting the people that I've met, you know, like even here at Verge, like I was able to meet some of the installers that I've approved in the past, and like I can't describe the feeling in my heart that I get when I see them thriving, and how nice it is to know that I had a little part to play in that, and they just take what you give them and they just run with it. It's so fulfilling. Yeah, I think I can't speak for everyone else. I can only speak for myself, but I'm sure what I have to say would resonate with a lot of people. So I've always been really hungry to want to share what I've learned, while also being hungry to learn what other people have to say. And so it's like, even though people may look at me as being like a leader here, I look at everybody else, like I said before, like I'm just telling you something, but same thing, you can tell me something, right? Like we're all learning from each other. So being able to like even just run the paint protection film demonstration for Immortal, it's great because like it's an opportunity just to talk to people and say, hey, what's on your mind, right? Like what do you want to learn? You know, I'm a repository for you. Just pull on the card and, you know, see what it is that you like to learn. What Verge means to me is just, I mean, it means tons of things, but the best thing about it is a little bit like a vacation, while still having all of the installers engaged, right? It's a chance as a business owner just to take a break from running your business and be around people that are strategizing, be around people that are facing challenges that they need other people that have the same values to provide them input on, right? And it's a beautiful thing, because when Verge is done, and you know, there could be like 3 or 4 people that have come to you, or you've discussed issues, or they've asked questions and sought guidance on what to do. You keep your eye on them, and 3 to 4 months, a year goes by, and it's like all those problems that they had just slowly start to go away, because they got advice here. They had a chance to take a break from the day-to-day in the shop and immediately inject themselves in a group of people that are equally as hungry and equally as driven, right? So it's basically like, it's a great way to reinvigorate yourself, like your creative side of your brain, your strategic side of your brain, to just come here, get a little bit of information, take it, go back to your shop and put it into play. My name is Kaval. I own Make It Shine Detailing in Ontario, Canada, and I am Team CQUARTZ.